it's time to review an early career designer's portfolio. I'm Megan Thomas, and I'm a senior UX designer with over 9 years of experience, mostly in enterprise software, but also with startups. And I've also done a lot of contract work, so I've seen companies big and small. I've also taught 3 cohorts of the UX UI bootcamp at UC Berkeley, a 6-month/24-week UX UI bootcamp where we go through UX research, UX design, UI design, information architecture, web development, all of it, you name it. I've had the privilege of teaching and mentoring over 300 early career designers as they make a career shift into the UX industry. I'm particularly excited about mentoring early career designers, and I started this portfolio review series because I don't see anything like it out there. My goal with this review is to share my impression of the portfolio, what I see as a senior designer, and give some actionable feedback for things that you can do to improve your portfolio as you look for a job in the UX industry. I do this in a very stream of consciousness kind of way. I share my screen. It's like a cognitive walkthrough. I will talk through what I see and what I'm thinking as I go through at least one case study. Now remember, my opinion is just mine, and I think you should get at least 3 opinions on your portfolio before making any major changes. I would also love to encourage any designer of any level to weigh in on this video and on my portfolio review, because I think this is how we learn together. I believe a rising tide lifts all boats, so let's succeed together. All right, with that, let's get started. Hi friends, I'm back for another early career designer portfolio review, and today I am reviewing Meenakshi's. Actually, I looked up the pronunciation for this because I have a video that tells you why it's so important to say people's names correctly, but something I didn't do when I set up this form was ask people how to pronounce it. So I went to howtopronounce.com. I highly recommend just trying to figure it out. People who won't even try really stress me out, but that's neither here nor there. So we're going to look at Meenakshi Shyamsundar, and I hope I pronounced that correctly. Please let me know, because it is important to me that I pronounce your name. So hi, Meena. I love that you're a product designer who likes to wear multiple hats, and you actually got silly and put on multiple hats. First of all, I really love this because many reasons. One of the reasons that immediately comes to mind, the part where I'm like, oh, I freaking love this, is 2 things, actually. That's why my brain stopped. One is we take ourselves very seriously, and it is very difficult to let down our guard professionally and be who we want to be or who we truly are in a world where right now that's not necessarily appreciated. It doesn't necessarily feel like you're going to get hired if you stand out from the crowd. Maybe it's standing out in a bad way. Who knows how it's going to be received? All of these things prevent us from showing up as we truly are. So I really, really like that you did this. It shows people a little bit about who you are and that you have a sense of humor. It's also really interesting if you have not looked at the 6 hats. It's a design, I think it's an ideation, a brainstorming. Let's look it up because I'll show you one of my favorite tools right now. So UX strategy, not SX, UX strategy. There it is, the UX toolkit by the User Experience Strategy Group. So this is interesting. I love this group right here. Yes, you can have some cookies, no problem. Is it strategize? 6 hats, maybe it's observe. 6 hats, maybe it's ideate. Let's find 6. Where is the freaking 6 hats? I am going to laugh if for some reason this isn't here anymore. Okay, that's weird. All right, well, here we go. 6 hats, 6 thinking hats. That's what it is, 6 thinking hats. So it's a practice that you can, in fact, do. Gosh, come on, just give me something quick. You're killing me. But essentially, it brings people together for a group. There we go, 6 thinking hats, quick summary. Essentially, it brings 6 people together in a group, and you're trying to look at, make a decision, and make sure that you've accounted for all of the different aspects. So take a look at 6 thinking hats, because it's really interesting that you decided this if you didn't know about it. So bring that in there, and especially because you're bringing in that technical background, storytelling, writing, design thinking, that means you're able to bring different perspectives to the problem at hand. And that is the essence of what it means to be a UX person. I was thinking about yesterday, and we're not going to go off on a tangent. I'm going to focus, I promise. But I was thinking about this yesterday, and just like we at heart, UX designers are just able to think about problems in different ways. That's our superpower. It's our strength. We go, oh, okay, we'd love to create the perfect solution for this. But the reality is the business doesn't have the funds to create the perfect solution. We have the funds or the ability or the time or whatever all of these market forces are pressing on us. We have the ability to come up with the best decision for right now. Sometimes it's amazing and can help us make decisions in the future. But the 6 thinking hats and being able to wear multiple hats, it's more impactful than you think. So I love this. And I feel like I probably dove a little too deep on the whole 6 thinking hats, but whatever. Love it. Good job. Check out my work. I'm assuming this is going to drop me down to here. Okay, good. Just making sure it didn't take me anywhere else crazy. Let's see. We got some about. Ooh, it's all on one page. I love a good long one pager. Who actually needs that many pages on a website? We really don't. We really don't. More than just creative exploration, systems design engineer, Boeing and Northrop Grumman. Yes. Yeah. Write empowering articles for SASE. What's that? Ooh, Society of Asian Scientists and Engineers. Oh, that's cool. Love. Meena, this is really, really awesome. A creative problem solver. Every design problem is a challenge. And again, that super systems design engineer, that's phenomenal. All right. And your resume is over here too. Great. You've got it opening in a new tab. That's fantastic. Can I click links on here? You're doing great. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. Probably could space this out a little bit more. It feels a little painfully close to the edges for me. It's effective. It has everything together, but it could use a little bit more white space. And since you have so much additional space down here, it really does feel like you could give a little border. What is the spacing? I don't remember the print layout, but borders. Add a little bit of a little visual white space in there. Decrowd it. All right, good job. Let's check out your work. Go pursue redesign of an e-learning web app to increase student engagement and safety. Okay, safety is an interesting word to me. Utter tale, redesign of the landing page to drive user engagement through improved product promotion. Interesting. And then spree, end-to-end design of a mobile app to help shoppers save time in store. That is so interesting. Desi party, enable Indians to make friends and find events easily. Cool. Okay. Love. You've got testimonials on here from people you've actually worked with. This is so great. Okay, so Go Pursue is also something e-learning web app. All right, I'm gonna click on this because I'm interested in safety. So I'm hoping there will be some sort of ethical design or something. We'll see. All right, so this is in the same website. This loads really fast. Client project helping students with career exploration. Interesting. Helping students with career exploration, but what it says over here is redesign of an e-learning web app to increase student engagement and safety. That's a little confusing. So tell me, this should connect more to what I expect to see very first thing. So this information, this blurb right here, should be compelling enough to click on it. And it was increase student engagement and safety, but helping students with career exploration. I feel like I'm in the wrong place. What just happened? Product design consultant. Love it. Very cool. So it's a web app, which means this is responsive. Okay, so this is a responsive web app and we're looking at the mobile version. Got it. So the goal was to redesign core product flows for student persona to identify areas of improvement in the existing design to improve student engagement. I would say increase student engagement. Just try to keep those two similar words, make it a little bit more semantic. So we want to identify areas for improvement in the existing design to increase student engagement. Something I would like to see here, and this is something that very rarely do UX designers get to be part of deciding what matters at the beginning. So if we're looking at identifying areas of improvement in the existing design, what metrics are we looking for? What is our current student rate of engagement? Is it on specific features that you want to increase it? Is it increasing people coming to engaging with the web app overall? Is there something in particular that they'd be looking for? This tells me that your project leadership didn't know. So successful introduction of several new features leading to increased student safety and engagement on the platform. This is only coming up because I literally just read another book to kind of reinforce my understanding of OKRs, objectives and key results. And one of the things that us as average employees don't truly have a connection to the OKRs because they're kind of really high level for us. But it's so important for us to understand the difference between output and outcome. And output is you've introduced several new features. That's an output. That's a great way to measure whether or not you're actually delivering features to the market. But, and it's so rare for us to be able to dig into at the beginning and see meaningful impact, but you could demonstrate more understanding and a more solid experience, return on the investment in UX by getting this metric ahead of time. So was the goal to have the outcome of several additional new features? No, the outcome is increased student safety and so this is an increased student engagement is the goal. I want to know this right here would take this case study before I even scroll. It would take it from, all right, cool, it's a case study to, okay, now we have something to work with. As a hiring manager, I want to see what did you want to improve about student engagement? And did you, in fact, increase student engagement? Create a safe space for students to explore careers and engage with professionals. Tell me more about that increased student safety. So this right here could set your case study apart by simply saying, since this is a product that's real and has actual people using it, and you have a CEO that you have worked with, this is critical to understand at the beginning. I'm going to keep reading, but this would already, I'm not saying this is going to land you a job, but it's going to make a hiring manager scroll further and go, okay, so you've seen an impact. Let me see more about it. How did you do that? I love that you have my role and responsibilities. I would add that too, but my role, led UX research efforts comprising of user testing and competitor analysis. Give me something more specific. I'm already loving that you're invested, but tell me more about what you did that was user testing. You set up the entire user testing in a remote, unmoderated. Did you use Maze? How did you do that? How did you source out these users for testing? How did you complete a competitor analysis? How many people or how many competitors did you analyze on how many metrics or factors? Formulated strategies to improve core product flows based on user and business goals. God, I'd love to know what those business goals are because that would associate with what the goal was. Led the usability testing to identify opportunities for improvement, actively engaged in the end-to-end design process. You can minimize that E. Served as the primary point of contact between the product design team and the founder, effectively communicating progress and insights. This is great. All right, about the client. Help high school and college students figure out their ideal careers. Professionals can showcase their career journeys. This is so interesting because my first job in the tech industry was helping high school students figure out what college would be ideal for them. And this is even a little bit deeper, what are you good at and what would you actually enjoy doing? And you should pursue that field of study. Discovering areas for improvement. This, I feel like we could add some more pictures, maybe some light visuals, I don't want to say icons, but those little... They're like icons. They're just line graphics just to give some aesthetics. Give me something interesting to grab onto with my eyes. Semi-structured moderated usability test. Tell me more about that. You don't have to necessarily. I also should just realize, so you're a designer and you want to continue to do design. So you don't need to necessarily dive into too much about the research that you did. Discomfort, favoriting profiles, struggle reaching out to professionals. Current heart icon uncomfortable. They refrain from saving profiles. Interesting. Unengaging professional profile. Oh, I mean, that's a fact for everybody right now, isn't it? So not only does a student not feel engaged with that professional's portfolio or profile, but I bet it's also not very engaging for hiring managers. So that's very interesting to take away from that. Difficult to start a conversation, unaware of what to say or ask. Absolutely. Competitor analysis to further inform. ADP list, LinkedIn, Love, and Road Trip Nation. That's an interesting comparison. Career roadmap. Oh, interesting. Road Trip Nation. God, I would be Vibrant visual career roadmap for captivating student engagement. All right. So I love that you pulled this out. I think in order to make this a little bit visually structured in a way that's more understandable, I would probably left align this because the picture is left aligned. I would keep that very similar and then have the what would this be? The caption, the figure caption for this image, just to make it a little bit more, here's what I'm intended to do. Right now, my eyes just search across this and go, what is it? Oh, right. These are competitor analysis. Yeah, I would even maybe say one ADP list and have that left aligned just to make that really visually cohesive. Critical changes, combining the findings from the above analysis. Oh, okay. So further inform our design, we looked at these. This allowed us to understand how they tackle similar problems. I would even add a little header to this and say how they tackle similar problems. Tell me what this is. This is the tips that they provide to prompt users to engage with mentors efficiently. Great. Tell me what's comparative to the feature that you have on Go Pursue that you're looking at that comparison for. That would make this a little bit more understandable. So you're combining the findings from the above analysis. We compiled a comprehensive list. Ooh, let's say this 6 times fast. For the purpose of this case study, focusing on the design decisions behind 3 critical changes: improvements to student safety while messaging, revision of bookmarking feature to align with professional aesthetic, and addition of features to increase student engagement. Feel like we could dial that in and be a little bit more specific, but then we go into it. Improvements to the student safety while messaging. The current version allows students to initiate conversations with professionals of their choice. It lacks essential features deemed necessary. I want to know what those features are that are deemed necessary to ensure student protection. Protection in case they encounter discomfort. Preserving for the safety. Okay. Give me, before you jump into these 3, like sad, happy, happy, also that means nothing to me. Is that a thumbs down on the current version, but we implemented things? What does that mean? I would probably visually structure this a little bit differently. I would say before or currently it does this, and then here's the 2 things that we would like. Yeah, actually you have it structured here. So the current version before, I would structure it similarly to how you have this section for before and this after. That way it's very clear that the visual is associated to the content, and that also you're communicating what you intend to communicate. I also would love, what are those essential features? I would say if I was going to do this, I don't have my little annotate because I'm not on Zoom. All right. So I would definitely structure the current version here and then the 2 smiley face blocks over here to the right, but I would give a header. What is the student safety that you were trying to achieve? That's a really important thing to consider, and it also brings a level of nuance to your knowledge as a UX designer and what your goals are and what you're capable of to a company that may not even be aware of, oh, we should have thought about user safety. So give me a little bit more detail in that. And same here. I'm going to say the exact same thing. You've got a frowny face and 2 smiley face. That means you've made changes. This is the frowny face. This is your 2 smiley face. Keep the smileys, the emojis if you want to, but tell me how these are associated with the information. I'm literally waving out of the screen. Tell me how this is associated to the content that's below. And it looks like you've got the same thing here. This is all fantastic information, but give me the understanding, how do I scan through this and know what I'm looking at and understand what you're capable of and what your intentions are communicating this as you move down the screen. And this is a great example, by the way, of these are very long case studies that we have taught you to create. I say we, the industry, we have taught you to create these, and we know that hiring managers won't read them. This is the kind of thing where, tasks and questions. This is cute. All tasks were completed with 100% success rate. That tells me Maybe you didn't structure your tests as effectively as they could be. You want them to be a little bit unsuccessful. 100% success rate tells me that I didn't do my tests appropriately. These are good tasks, but they may not be as effective. I want to know what those participants ran into that caused them to ask questions. They may have had a 100% success rate at this particular test, but what haven't you thought of about the mistakes that they'll make? What if there are other options that you didn't give them? Maybe they came back to the task. Maybe someone in the real world is not going through that exact user flow, that exact task flow. What happens when the happy path gets stepped off of? I would be curious to find out more about that. That's a wrap. Limit the public sharing. Love it, including the Figma files. I'd be happy to discuss the project and share additional insights through a private conversation. I would not even say a private conversation. I would say I would be happy to share this project and share additional insights in a portfolio review, a portfolio review interview. Like, make it clear. You can see this, interview me. Give me a chance at a job. Let me impress you, not just like a private conversation. Like, no, tell them what you want. Be specific. Further recommendations. I would move further recommendations above that's a wrap. Ooh, yes. And I love the what you learned. Thank you for reading is great, although a next best step would be like a little box down here saying thank you for reading. Next, I suggest you find out more about, let's go look at this title, you could say. But next, check out how I redesigned a landing page to increase user engagement by promoting products, something like that, and then just get people to click to the next one. It's just marketing. That's all it is. It's not like a UX thing, but you could really drag people into checking out all of your other stuff. Meena, this is fantastic. I'm really excited for you. I think this is going to be really, really good. Okay, good. Let's get in touch. Email, Instagram, got a mail to open up on Instagram. Please don't let this be anything that's okay. Remove that. Page may have been removed. Remove that off of your profile. Good. I don't think anyone should have their Instagram on their social media. Just don't make it easy for anyone to disqualify you. And your social media posts, it gets dramatic. I'm just saying, like, people will get judgy about the dumbest stuff, and they will disqualify you from something you are more than qualified to do. But they get 900 applications and they got to narrow it down somehow. So they'll be like, Instagram, blah, whatever. It's dumb. It doesn't mean that we can stop how people are judgy. So I think you've done a great job. I know you said when you submitted this for review that you're currently job hunting and you haven't gotten calls back yet. You graduated your cohort at Springboard in June of 2023. I'm really sorry to tell you that this is probably the worst time I have ever seen for people looking to move into the UX industry as a whole and tech in general, just due to the volatility of how people are running their businesses and layoffs. So please don't give up hope. If this is what you're meant to do and it feels like the right thing to do, keep pursuing it. I'm definitely going to do a talk later in the week about, hey, take what job you can right now and continue to build your portfolio and work towards stuff. I think you're doing fantastic. Maybe talk to someone who's really good at at career searching, but like, I'm loving what you've got. So I think you only need a couple of minor refinements, and this is great. Keep working. I know this is hard right now, but you're doing a great job. Thanks so much for joining me, everybody. I hope to see you next week for another Early Career Designer portfolio review. All right, take care. Bye.